My name is Andrew Butler, and Andy is my friend.
My name is Andrew Morgan. I am 83 years old. I'm being interviewed by my good friend, Andrew.
You've lived in a lot of different places, and so what did your parents do? Why did you move around so much?
My father had a lumber export-import business, and that kind of took him to different places. Bucharest, which is the capital of Romania. Budapest, the capital of Hungary. I lived there for 4 years. And then towards the end of World War II, you see, my family was Jewish, so we got deported to Belsen, a Nazi concentration camp. Spent 5 months there, and we're one of the very, very lucky small groups that was able to get out before the end of the war. Miraculous, but they let us out.
You had a deal where you had to give up everything.
Yeah.
They let you leave the camp, right?
Yeah.
And you said it was your family was one of 1,500 people?
Something like, yeah. I don't know the exact number. That's pretty close, yeah.
How did that work? How did they decide that you were going to do that deal with them?
I don't think anybody in the camp knew it was a rather intricate, But I know that, the Germans made the same promises to other people that if they give away everything that they have, then they let them live and they let them get away. And they didn't keep their word. And I think this was because it was so close to the end of the war. Just a few months before the end of the war, they thought that maybe this will give them maybe the Allies will look at them in a little bit more favorable.
How old were you during that?
I was 13 at that time.
Do you remember anything specific? I know it's probably a really scary, difficult time.
Yeah. No, I remember it very clearly because anything that's that scary, you can't forget. What I remember the most is this constant feeling of hunger. You wake up hungry, and the whole day, you just think of food, because we got we got like a cup of black coffee substitute with a piece of bread in the morning and a watery soup for lunch. We were the only camp, that didn't have to work, and we didn't get the numbers tattooed on our arms either.
It was you, your mom and dad,
Yeah.
and your brother, and you were all able to stay together?
Yes.
Right. So after that, you went to Switzerland, right?
After that, yeah, we were able to go to Switzerland. We lived in Geneva for 5 years. I went to high school there. And from there, we moved to sunny Australia.
You told me yesterday how your name changed. So what was your name at birth?
It was Margita.
And when you moved to Australia, that was when your name changed?
That's when my last name changed. Because my brother picked Morgan, and I thought that I might as well have the same name as my brother. Otherwise, every member of the family would have a different name. After Australia, I went to Toronto, Canada for 7 years. And then in 1962, we applied to come to America right after World War II. And we had to wait. We were on the waiting list from 1945 till 1962.
And so 1962 was when you moved to America, right?
We were notified by the American consulate that, in case you're still interested, in immigrating to America, your visa application has been approved, so you can go. And I must have jumped about 6 feet in the air. Got a job within 3 days of arriving in San Francisco. I went to an agency that specialized, in sales jobs. And they said, there's this one menswear store that's looking for somebody. It's a very nice store, and they give you a fairly decent salary plus commission. And so I went there, and I was like really nervous because I thought, wow, this is too good to be true, to get a job, within the first few days of arriving. And the person interviewed me, and he says, well, you come back tomorrow and we'll talk some more. So I went back the next day. He says, okay, when do you want to start? And wow. For the first time in my life, when I arrived in San Francisco, I felt this is home. This is what I've been looking for all my life. I couldn't imagine, if I were to visualize, a kind of city where I'd like to live, I don't think I could come up with anything better than San Francisco.